So I said I would never record myself crying, but as much as I try to like I've just been having the craziest, I just had the most craziest experience of my life. And I know I had to document this because I've been so against sharing so much, because I know that this is crazy to people that don't understand it. So sometimes I don't even want to I'm like, God, why? They don't even know. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't want to get involved in trying to help people, because sometimes people don't even want to help themselves. So this morning I was praying and I was thanking God for giving me the knowledge that He gives me, and just how much I understand, how much things just really land. And I don't know, it's just to see how my brain works. It's just sometimes why, God, why did you give me this type of knowledge? Why do you want me to understand things so easily and clearly, and it's just there's so much depth that I just capture and get, and it's why? I want to do this for myself. I don't want to have to be, I don't want sometimes to even share with anybody. And I always pray about it, and I'm like, why? Or I don't know, whatever. And yesterday I recorded a video, and during me recording that video, because everyone knows I always kind of just want to teach people about Jesus and who He is, and I think sometimes I don't even need to explain who He is. People just have to see what He's doing in my life and the life of everybody that just comes to Jesus. And I'm recording this video, and it's just sad sometimes, because I see so many people and they're so broken. And they're so broken, and they're so lost, and they're so focused on the wrong things. And they just want nicer cars and nicer clothes and a nicer body. And they're just miserable still, hating on each other, competing with each other. And it's just none of those things matter. None of them. I can't breathe. And I just see how much suffering there is, and if people just understood, and they're just so against Him and so against the idea of, it's you see someone and you're why are they so in love with this Jesus person? And it's if you only just gave it a chance, you'd understand where it's coming from and why. That's all you have to do, is just give yourself that opportunity to fall in love with Jesus. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I always said I would never be that person that would cry and record myself, but it's just God. He just wants me to do this. I know it. I know it because I've been so against doing this. I didn't want to. And he's just been after me. And yesterday he told me I was like Jonah. And I was supposed to. When he's telling me to prophesy, and I'm like, no, they're already crazy. They're already lost. They're a lost cause. Like, why? Like, let me just focus on my relationship with you. Why do I need to help anybody? People are so, like, judgmental about what they don't understand. I just don't want to deal with it. So I recorded a video yesterday and I'm talking about Jesus, and as I'm talking about this video, because Lent was like 2 days ago, and I see so many people just follow this tradition, and I'm like, do you even know who Jesus is? Do you celebrate Easter, and do you even know what happened? If you see me in my car at the gym right now and like I'm crying, just know it's because I'm in love with God. Like, I am very happy in my life right now. Like, there's nothing that will make me cry like this. I used to cry like this when I was going through really bad times, but that doesn't happen in my life anymore, because ever since, like, I fell in love with Jesus, like, my life, everything about it is perfect. There's nothing that is not perfect. Everything is perfect because he's in it. And I just wish people understood that. And it doesn't mean my life is good or perfect. I mean, it is good, because with God, everything is good. But, okay. So, okay. So yesterday, a couple days ago, and I think I'm gonna like kind of like put this together and just like throw it maybe on YouTube, and whoever it reaches. And I think there's a purpose for everything that I've been experiencing the last couple days. But a couple days ago, during Lent, I recorded a video, and I pretty much just said, like, I understand, like, this is tradition, especially within Catholic people, you know, like, I see them following communion and all these, like, things, and they're just tradition because there's just no relationship with Jesus, and a lot of them don't even understand who Jesus is. Like, they don't. And, you know, and I see a lot of brokenness in the Catholic community, and I kind of just like sent out a reminder of like, hey, like, you know, just remember, like, the most important thing is not to give up eating meat or things of that sort. It's like Jesus cares more about your relationship with him, and it comes back to like the reason why he came here. So when the Jewish people offered these sacrifices, they were so focused on like the quality of the sacrifice that they weren't understanding the purpose. And then God got tired of them offering their best animals, because that wasn't the reason. It's not the sacrifice. The sacrifice means nothing if there's no relationship. That's what people don't understand. The only thing that's going to make you change is if you have a relationship with Jesus. That's it. If you are in constant search of God's heart, and that was my message that day. If you are in constant search of God's heart, that's what matters to him, because we're going to mess up. So it doesn't matter if you're the most disciplined. It doesn't matter if you're doing things the best way possible. If your heart is rotten, you are lost. Okay, so yesterday I recorded a video adding onto that where I'll probably share and add it to this, and I'm talking about Jesus, and you know, there's people that doubt him, and in the whole thing I'm like, for those who doubt Jesus, just as to bring some awareness of like, this is proof. Like, who in their right mind, if they're a human being, just human, knowing human nature and how we can be so self-centered. I mean, we are so self-centered. Knowing our nature as humans, how can we not believe that Jesus came into human form to sacrifice himself for us? That is the most selfless act that has ever existed. And the power behind being able to do such an act is not from a human. So in my trying to explain this, I just got very emotional. And I was like, I can't. Like, let me record this again. And then I get emotional again, and I got even more emotional. And I'm trying to keep it together. I stopped recording, and then, but I knew that I gave like the right information, and I didn't get as emotional. So like before I stopped recording, so I was like, let me just let it out and continue. And then I just was afraid of sharing it, because I'm like, people that don't understand this are gonna look at me and they're gonna just think I'm crazy. So I didn't share it, and all day I'm praying on it, and I'm like, God, I just can't get involved. Like, there's moments where I'm just like, I want to back up and just like focus on me and God. That's it. Like, you guys do whatever you want with your lives, like lost cause type of thing. And I knew what I was trying to say was so important. Because it's important for people to know who he is and why he came here. And it's like, people that doubt him, like, what do you think he was trying to accomplish? Why would anyone want to die at 33 years old? For who? For what? For what motive? Like, if it wasn't for love, if God, or like if Jesus came here and what he wanted was power, you know, like, people would call themselves God because they want power, wealth, you know, like all the good things that life offers in how men think, how like the humans think. If God came here, he doesn't care about those things. And what I mean to say by that is, like, he's the only one that wouldn't care about the things that we care about, because we're so surface level. Like, we can't see past like our human experience. So when he came here, why would he, if he was not God, why would he not want what the offer, like what the world offers? Like any other person or any other man looking for what the world offers, which is usually what they're looking for, is power. Like, how many wars, how many everything do we have over power? That's what everyone always fights about. And he wanted none of that. None of it. So how can you say that this man came to this world in search of what? And that was really what I wanted to explain in my video. And again, I was crying, and I'm like, I don't want to share this, God. Like, I'm just gonna keep it. Maybe one day it'll come up. And I feel like God has just been like after me, and I'm like, he just wants me to talk about it. So this morning, yesterday I was praying about this video, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm ready to share something like this, or such a vulnerable moment for me, because people won't understand my crying. And I always said I would never share myself crying. Sorry, I'm a little sick. You can hear it in my cough. So I lost my train of thought. So I'm home. I took the morning off, didn't go to the gym. I'm home, I'm on my knees, I'm praying, and I'm crying. I'm crying because I'm just like enjoying my time with God and his presence. And I find this new song, and it says, I want to dance like David. I want to pour my oil out like Mary. And I thought that was such a beautiful phrase. And I just kept repeating that and repeating that and repeating that. And that's what I really strive for. That's what I really strive for, because nothing in this world matters. Nothing. And we get so lost in what doesn't matter. We get so lost in what doesn't matter, and we neglect what does. And it's like, if you only understood, if you let go of the things of the world and just held on to Jesus, like, your life would be just so amazing. Nothing else matters. So when I heard like that phrase on that song, it says, I want to pour my oil out like Mary, I was like, that is it. That's how I want to live my life. So this morning I'm kind of telling Sophia about this, because I felt like it was just amazing information to give my teenager, because all her friends are like, they were talking about Lent. This whole thing started because she asked me, what is Lent? And I've been trying to explain to her, like, people get so lost in tradition that they miss the important part. So I'm talking to Sophia about it, and then I get to the gym, and this is like usually my moment to like start off my day. I sit in my car for a little bit, I'll pray or read something or watch some videos, or I'll do my skin routines or whatever I'm like in the mood for. But I try to, for the most part, like remind myself, like, reading your Bible and talking to God is like the most important before you start your day. So I just have that video in the back of my mind of like feeling like God wants me to share it, and I'm just like, I'm so happy I did it. And then I start praying again, and I'm like, God. And in my mind, I'm just like, I put my song back on, and I'm just repeating that part where it says, I want to pour my oil out like Mary. And I'm gonna show proof, because I posted it yesterday on my thread. So like that like that has been on my mind since yesterday. So I also want to add this, like, I'm pretty new to like the Bible, like, so there's a lot of things that I don't know where they are. I don't know what's what, to be honest, like, yet. Like, I'm still kind of understanding it. So I pick up my Bible, I put it in my lap, my hands on my Bible, and I start praying, and I start worshiping, and I put on the song, and it says, and it's about to come on too. So that has just like been with me, right? And that's just been like on repeat, and I'm praying. And in my mind, I'm like, God, if I were to open my Bible up right now, and it's in the part where Mary pours her oil on Jesus' feet, I will lose it. And mind you, like, when I watched this part on The Chosen, I was a mess. Like, it was such a beautiful moment. And so I'm like thinking, I have like that image in my head of like Mary pouring her oil on Jesus' feet. And like, I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, God, if I open my Bible, again, I didn't know where in the Bible this was. I'm like, if I open my Bible where Mary pours out her oil, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not joking. I literally opened my Bible. To John 12. And it says, Jesus anointed at Bethany. And if you read, like, I'm going to show it because it's like, I literally opened my Bible here. And then John 12, verse 3. It says, then Mary took a 12-ounce jar of expensive perfume made from essence of nard, and she anointed Jesus. She anointed Jesus' feet with it, wiping his feet with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance. When I opened this book and I saw the rising of Lazarus, I'm like, God, no, you didn't. I didn't even start reading. I just started weeping. I just couldn't believe it, because this is the first time, like, I've experienced like beautiful moments, you know, with God, but this was something different. Like, I've had things happen where they've been like, maybe, you know, but this was not a maybe. This was clear. And I just cried. And this is a historical moment for my life, because I love God so much. Wow. I wanted to share this because it's beautiful, and people just that doubt God, it's like, you have access to the Almighty. Why wouldn't you? Why are you so closed off? Why is your heart so hard? Who would ever, knowing how we are, knowing human nature, what man would ever come to do what Jesus did? That is enough proof that he is king.